No One Knew the Burdens, Part 19 by Dr. Ogweno. "Oh, madam, it's just a cat eating meat from your cooker," the security guard said, feeling embarrassed. "A cat? What do you mean?" she asked. Then she opened the door only to find her saucepans on the floor. The cat had knocked them down in his endeavor to get to the meat that was cooling on the cooker. Quickly, she rushed to get the cat out. The cat, sensing its life was in danger, flew through the open window. Betcha slipped on the gravity from the meat and fell with a thud. She woke up to see the guard looking at her, stifling laughter. Both of them burst into laughter. Fortunately, she was not hurt, but her lunch was gone. The next few weeks she spent giving out the household items that she did not need, and she also sold a few. One fine Wednesday, Betcha left for the house she had called home for many years. On her way to the airport, she kept reminiscing of the good time she had enjoyed there. As her flight rose to the air, with tears in her eyes, she whispered, "Dear God, I hand my future into your hands." Chapter 8. Richard had tried all his best to reach Betcha through his son, but Junior's phone had gone off the moment he landed in Chile. The story he had gone to cover was highly secretive, and so he was not allowed any phone calls. So when Junior got back a month later, he went to look for Betcha in hospital. Alas, she was missing. He asked the hospital staff, who briefed him that she had left for Kenya. "Oh dear, she already left for Kenya? How comes? No one told me." He took his phone and frantically tried calling her. The ringtone kept repeating that the phone was out of order. He hurriedly went back to his house to search for the piece of paper where he had written her telephone number, just in case he had called the wrong one. He took out all his jackets and searched thoroughly. Finally, he found what looked like it, but it had been washed, and so he could not decipher any number. "Mike," he shouted at his houseboy, "surely haven't I told you to check all clothes pockets before washing the clothes?" "Yes, sir, I always do. I do not remember washing that shirt you're holding in the last few months." "So who washed it?" "Sir, it was among the clothes in your bedroom." "What kind of a question is that?" he asked, starting to get agitated. "Sir, you washed those ones yourself when I was away last month." "Oh," he recalled, "I'm sorry. It's that I've lost a very important document. You may leave." He felt some hopelessness come on to him. He knew she would still be waiting there for him. This cannot be, he thought. "Hi, Dad. So sorry I was unable to reach you. How are you doing? And how is Betcha doing?" "Hi, son. Glad to hear your voice. Now, I thought you could tell me something about Riziki." "Seems she has disappeared into thin air," Richard exclaimed. "Dad, that girl impacted my life. I had hoped to propose to her." "Oh, son, she was a nice girl. But did you know her well enough to propose?" he inquired with the concern of a loving parent. "Yes, Dad, I suppose so. Please try and find her. Kenya is not so big." "Okay, son, we shall try and trace her. Meanwhile, did you find out anything on her background?" "Yes, a little. I found out that she did not have both parents because her parents separated when she was very young. They used to live in Eldoret, a place known as Sirikwa. Her mother left with her to Mombasa and..." "What?" The other end of the line went dead. "Dad, are you still there?" Junior asked worriedly. What could have happened? He wondered. Then after about 1 hour, he tried calling again. The father picked and asked, "Son, what were you saying?" "Oh, Dad, you almost worried me to death. Earlier I was telling you what Riziki told me. She said that her mother and brother left for Mombasa when she was very young. Since then, she has not been able to trace her father at all. Okay, where did she say her mother lives? Well, I think she talked of Mombasa, but she could not remember well because they were separated. Separated? By what? What was her mother's name? Well, I can't remember much, but it could be Joyce or Joanne. Why, Dad? You make me curious. Don't worry, son. It's just that I knew of such a family once in Eldoret. Anyway, thanks for the information. With that, Richard put the phone away. Oh, oh, oh. No wonder I felt drawn to her. My daughter. Oh, no. I couldn't have lost you a second time. No, I must find you, he cried out. That evening, Richard went to buy a few household items in town. As he was entering the supermarket, his phone was snatched by a street urchin. He could not run after the boy, and so his phone went with Junior's number too. He realized how much the news had affected him. Now he needed a new phone, so he went to the nearest phone shop and bought a new cheaper one just in case someone stole it again. He would not feel so much pain, he reasoned. Chapter 9. Over 35 years before, Richard Ibera had been a teacher, teaching in a secondary school back in Eldoret. He had worked so hard and acquired some pieces of land where he had put up 2 houses, one for his mother and one for his family. He even bought some cows and his farm was running so well. In addition, he had gone back to the university and acquired a master's degree in business administration. Soon, he decided that his wife was backward in her way of thinking and stopped discussing family developmental issues with her. He had then joined a group of friends in town where he used to drink. All of a sudden, they occupied his time and his family could see him less and less. Soon rumors started that he had another wife besides Joanne. This was the beginning of their troubles. He became verbally and physically violent. His home became a war zone. Not even his mother could advise him. So when his wife suggested that she wanted to go and visit her aunt in Mombasa, Richard found that as an opportunity to execute his plans. The morning Joan left with the children, he also carried a few of his belongings in an old Datsun car that he had. His destination was Kisumu City, where he had found an apartment in Milimani area. Daily he carried bits and pieces from the inner rooms, but no one could suspect because he left the living room intact. By then, he had acquired a chance to teach at Otoro University, just near the lake. He had changed his telephone number, so no family member could reach him except his mother, who tried but did not go far. He eventually blocked her number. One day, as he was walking along the streets of Kisumu, he met a colleague from a nearby university who invited him for lunch at the famous fish market, Luangni. From then on, that became his favorite joint, especially the fact that he lived alone. One day, a beautiful, elegant lady came by and, missing a seat elsewhere, sat at the same table as Richard. Soon a conversation ensued, and before long, one would have thought they had known each other as childhood friends. She happened to have been teaching at River Lake University nearby, and so they had a lot to share. Soon, they could be seen spending more time together. Soon, she moved into his house, and they lived together for 2 years. One day, Richard came home and found 3 children in the house. For more, let's meet next time.